celebrating junior bowling, elevating junior bowlers all across America. It's the Prodigy Bowlers You Tour. Today featuring a match between Nick Dischinger and Tristin Davis. You film it, you send it, we produce it, you watch it. The Prodigy Bowlers You Tour is on. Live on tape from Stars and Strikes Woodstock in Woodstock, Georgia. You are stepping into the VIP room, where many of the Prodigy kids have found a summer home, and 2 of them will be competing head-to-head today. Earlier, 6 kids held a 2-game qualifier to send the top 4 into a stepladder. On our earlier Prodigy Bowlers U Tour shows, you saw Nick Dischinger string the front 9 strikes to end Christian Mennell's bid to climb the stepladder. And then in our last episode, Nick took down Dakota Talbert in the second match. But now he faces Tristin Davis, whose qualifying games of 235 and 230 suggest he has mastered these lanes and looks ready to take on all comers. So, let's get the match underway. Tristin had the option and has chosen to lead off. Bowling on lanes 27 and 28 here at Stars and Strikes Woodstock. The end pair in the VIP room. And Tristin gets that one a little too wide and doesn't quite have the rev rate to bring it back. Leaves the 2-8-10. Usually you just go for 2, but this can be made. Send the 2 into the wall. Get it to hit the 10 over into the 8. It's rarely converted. Oh, but he gives it a good go. Man, that's about as close as you're going to see anybody come to making it without making it. Watch this. The 2-pin will go to the right wall just as we prescribed. There, it gets the 10, but it sends it a little too far backward instead of sideways toward the 8. That was close. Well, Nick makes short work of the full rack. His ball just cuts through and tears him apart. Watch this. Nick, a 2-hander with a 6-step approach. Keeps that arm nice and close to his body for maximum power. And down they go. We've seen him strike again and again on this pair in our previous 2 episodes. And there's another one, high flush. Not much question about that one. See it again from behind his right shoulder. Playing about 13 at the arrows. And right in the hole. That's as good as it can be done. All right, Tristin. Pretty good shot. Ringing 10. Doesn't quite carry out the corner pin. He'll go cross lane at this. Tristin's a good spare shooter. I would expect he will have no problem with it. Oh, but he gets it a little wide. And throwing that spare ball, it's not going to hook back. So, an unforced error in the second frame, and well, Tristin has dug himself a hole early. And that time it hooks high and he leaves the 6-pin. It looks to me like Tristin is throwing the ball a little slower than I'm used to seeing him. I don't know if that's intentional or just a result of the layoff. But he converts the spare, so he's on the board. Meanwhile, Nick, with a double out of the gate, will try to make it a turkey. Any questions? Another one. Right in the pocket. 10 in the pit. Watch it again. Nick's usually in good balance at the line. Nothing for the pins to do there other than run and hide. Ooh. That one jumped just a little on him at the end, and he's left a split. He never leaves splits. The 4-9. This one can be made. Put the ball over on the left side of the 4, slide it over into the 9. No, he went all out for it. Just hooked by. Just missed by a whisker. But that tightens up the match just a little bit for Tristin. Oh my goodness. Well, and he's got to be asking himself, all right, what do I have to do? That's as good as I can throw it. The ball came through and chopped the 5 right off the 9. But it's an easy spare. So Tristin converts it and remains 27 pins behind. Needs to get to striking to close the gap. Gave that one a little more room. And with the slower speed, it had no problem getting back. Watch his footwork. Tristin with a 5-step approach. Pretty simple game, really. The only thing I would try to improve is just to get him to stay behind the ball a little more, but can't really argue with the results on that one. And there is a ring and 10 by Nick. But the ring and 10 isn't always as good a shot as you think. Watch this. That ball is going to hit, looks like it's right in the pocket. But now watch where it ends up. It deflects, and it's actually to the right of the 9 pin as it goes off the back of the pin deck. And when that happens, it changes the angle that the 3 pin hits the 6, sends it around the 10. And that's how you leave a 10 pin, whether it's a solid 10 or a weak 10. You'll always learn more about your shot watching where the ball leaves the back of the pin deck than you do where it enters the pins. All right, Nick. Spare working up in the 6th frame. And he's right back on the horse to ride some more. Take another look at this one. We'll see his footwork this time. Nick with a 6-step approach. And that was just about as perfect gets. We'll bring you the balance of the match after this. Hey Prodigy Land, it's me, Coach Randy. Here's how you can be on Prodigy Bowlers You Tour. All you need is a smartphone that records in 4K resolution at 60 frames per second and a thumb drive that you can send me with the video file. Provide your address and I'll send it back. Then just record a match between yourself and one of your friends or foes. Hey, bowl as many games as you want and pick out the best one to send. You know, where the 2 of you are bowling your best. Then offload the video file from your phone to your computer and burn it onto the thumb drive. Complete instructions on how to record the match and how to get the video file from your phone onto a thumb drive can be found online at www.prodigybowlerstour.com. Click on the tab at the top of the page for You Tour. There you'll also find the application form you'll need to fill out, along with the release forms that the parents of any minor children who appear on the video will need to sign. Fill out the forms, have your parents sign them, copy your video file onto a thumb drive, and send it to me at the address provided. There's no entry fee and no cost to be on the show other than the lineage fees your bowling center will charge you for bowling the games that you film and the postage required to send me the thumb drive and the filled out forms. If we use your match on Prodigy Bowlers You Tour, you'll be an official member of the PBAA, Prodigy Bowlers Across America, and your name will go up on our virtual wall at PRODIGYBowlersTour.com. So get over to PRODIGYBowlersTour.com right now and click the tab at the top for the U Tour. Download the application and read the instructions. Easy peasy. And pretty soon, you'll be making an appearance on Prodigy Bowlers You Tour. Tristin Davis up in the 6th frame, working on a strike. Oh, and he could have used a double there to bring the match to within 17 pins, but instead he leaves the soft 10. And here's the difference between a solid 10 and a weak 10. Again, he's going to hit this time in the half pocket. Now this could be a swisher or it could be a 10 pin. The ball deflects off to the right. You see how it's going to finish behind the 9 pin, just like on a solid 10. It just didn't have the velocity to send that 6 pin up in the air. And he did the same thing that he did in the 2nd frame, and he gives it a facetious thumbs up. Tristin's a better spare shooter than what he's showing. May just be a little rusty after the break. Now that is what I call a light shaker. I've heard him called the tossed salad strike. I'm going to call this the Sloppy Joe. Watch this. The head pin, the one in front, it's going to go to the left wall and come back and do a lot of the damage. Even in real-time speed, that was a strike in slow motion. Hit him thin and watch him spin. Or hit him like Nick does and watch him just fly everywhere. Nick with decidedly more revs and more speed, just more horsepower overall. Watch this. They were flying sideways. When you can get the pins falling sideways, they take other pins with them. But if you miss the head pin altogether, you can leave all manner of different spares, and here's a version of the washout, the 1, 2, 8, 10. You want to put the ball on the left side of the head pin. The ball will get the 2 will get the 8. Well, he got the 2-8 out of it, but there's an open frame, and that closes the gap just a little bit. Tristin now within 31, and he's working on a strike. And he picked a good time to put a double on the board right there. That's his best shot of the match. Gets that thing out to about 6 at the break point. And it's high flush when it counts. All right, another strike would shut the lead down to 11. And he gets another light one to mix up. And so now we've got us a match. Lays it down at about 25, swings it out to about 6 or 7. Hits the swish zone, and down they go. And Nick a little thin with that one. Leaves the 2. It almost had company. But now this sets things up for a very close finish. A spare in the 9th for Nick. He can strike out for 206. Tristin can strike out for 205. So this is anybody's match. Well, Nick high with that one. Leaves the 6, and now the door is open for Tristin. Got to be careful and make sure and get this spare. Okay. Got that out of the way. And now the situation is this. If Nick can strike on this ball, he'll force Tristin to double to beat him. Anything less than a strike, and Tristin can win with 1 strike. But Nick sends that one wide. Short counts with just 7. And now the door really is wide open for Tristin. Watch this shot. Nick, I never see Nick loft the ball like he did on that shot. Watch this. That ball hits at about the 6-foot mark. He never lofts it that much. And that delayed the hook. I think that's why it came in light. Well, the stage has been set, and here is the shot of the match. Tristin must strike on this ball, or Nick is your winner on Prodigy Bowlers U Tour. Oh, and he threw a good one right in the swish zone. But the mixer wouldn't go. Watch this again. Keep your eyes on the head pin, the one in front. It'll go to the left wall and just misses the 7 pin. Oh, man. And that means Nick is our winner. Tristin, well, that one hooked into the gutter. It doesn't matter. He knew that the match was over. So Nick Dischinger wins our first 3 episodes of the Prodigy Bowlers U Tour. And let's go down lane side, and Christian Mennell is with our winner.
All right, Mr. Nick. So how does it feel to be back on the lanes after like 3 months of quarantine?
It feels no different. It literally was just no bowling, but I was still playing disc golf and working just like normal.
That's great, that's great. You know, this is our first show after you know, all this happened. You know, what was your momentum and everything going into the matches?
Very hard.
But yeah, I could see.
And try not to pull it.
Uh-huh.
That was it.
Yeah, well, normally we have something for you to sign. Pin's not here, so would you like to autograph the air?
Why not? I mean, I can't even sign in person anyway, so.
Come on. You're watching? That was a great autograph, my friend. Hopefully that gets all this virus oxygen out of the air.
I get to rewatch this every time I ever want to like remember like.
All right. Well, we'll keep you under the spotlight for now, and stay safe.
Thank you. Anytime.
You want to be on Prodigy Bowlers U Tour? Go to www.prodigybowlerstour.com, click the U Tour link, and find out all about it.